Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about electromagnetic theory and transmission line subjects previous examination question paper, that is R13 regulation supplementary examination May or June 2017. Here we are going to discuss about electromagnetic theory and transmission lines Unit 1 previous examination questions and explanation. In this year, the short answer questions are state Coulomb's law and write its expression in vector form. And question number 1b is the potential at point A is 10 volts and point B is 15 volts. If a charge is Q is equal 10 microcoulombs is moved from point A to point B, what is the work required to be done? What is the work required to be done? And essay type questions, question number 2b, using divergence theorem and Gauss law, relate the electric flux density capital D bar to the volume charge density rho v. And question number 2b is, derive Poisson's and Laplace equations and mention their applications. And choice question in this unit is question number 3a is, explain and derive continuity equation. And question number 1b is, a point charge of 5 nanocoulombs is located at the origin if V is equal to 2 volts at 0, 6, minus 8. Find first bit, find the potential at A of minus 3, 2, 6, and the second bit, the potential difference VAB. And coming to the solutions or explanation of short answer questions and essay type questions. So first we are going to discuss about explanation of short answers. Question number 1 is, state Coulomb's law and write its expression in vector form. So before going to the statement of the Coulomb's law, so briefly I will explain this diagram. So let us consider any two positive point charges Q1 and Q2. At the point charge Q1, the position vector small r1 is located. At the point charge Q2, the position vector small r2 is located. So calculate the force on second point charge due to the first point charge. So along this direction, F12 bar is the force. F12 bar is the force on charge Q2, Q1. And the distance between these 2 points is capital R, R12 bar. So now here the force is calculated on second point charge due to the first point charge. So along this direction, the unit vector is AR bar, where AR bar or AR12 bar is the unit vector which is directed from first point charge Q1 to the second point charge Q2. So now coming to the definition, the Coulomb's law states that the force F bar between any 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 is given by along the line joining the charges directly proportional to product of the charges Q1 and Q2 and inversely proportional to square of the distance between these two charges. Once again, the statement of the Coulomb's law. The Coulomb's law states that force F bar between any 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 is given by along the line joining the point charges directly proportional to the product of the 2 point charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between these 2 point charges. So this statement can also be represented in terms of mathematically. Magnitude of F bar is equal K into Q1 Q2 by R square, where K is the proportionality constant and it is given by K is equal 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 and Q2 are the 2 point charges which is measured in coulombs. Capital R is the distance between 2 point charges and it is measured in meters. So the vector form of the Coulomb's law is F bar is equal or F12 bar is equal Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into AR bar. So this is the vector form of the Coulomb's law. Next question number 1b. The potential at point capital A is 10 volts and the potential at point B is 15 volts. If a charge Q is 10 microcoulombs, which is moved from point A to the point B, what is the work required to be done? Coming to the solution, so given that the potential at point A is 10 volts and the potential at point B is 15 volts, and also given that the charge Q is equal to 10 microcoulombs, calculate the work which is moved from point A to point B. So but we know that the definition of the potential difference, the ratio of potential difference per unit test charge is called as the ratio of the potential energy per unit test charge. The ratio of potential energy per unit test charge is called as the potential difference between 2 points A and B, and it is given by or defined as mathematically the potential difference VBA is equal potential energy per unit test charge, that is W by Q. Now here given that there are two potentials are there, one potential is at point A and another potential is point B. So first calculate the potential difference between these 2 points, and after that calculate the work done W. So given that the charge Q is equal to 10 microcoulombs and the potential at point A is 10 volts and the potential at point B is 15 volts. So that is VA is equal to 10 volts and VB is equal to 10 volts. The potential difference is VBA is equal VB minus VA, that is equal 5 volts. Therefore, using the definition of the potential, VBA is equal W by Q. So from that equation, the work done W is equal potential difference into charge. So what is the potential difference? VAB here 5 volts, and what is the charge Q? 10 microcoulombs. 5 into 10 microcoulombs, that is equal 50 microjoules, and work done is measured in joules. These two are the short answer questions in May 2017 question papers. First unit short answer questions. So coming to the essay type questions. Question number 2A. Using divergence theorem and Gauss law, relate the electric flux density capital D bar to the volume charge density. So question number 2B is derive Poisson's equation and Laplace equations and mention their applications. So first we are going to discuss about point form of the Maxwell equation, point form of the Gauss law. So that is one of the Maxwell equation. So derive the relation between D bar and volume charge density. So using divergence theorem and Gauss law. So according to Gauss law, statement of the Gauss law, the electric flux passing through any closed surface is equal to charge enclosed by that surface. So that is psi is equal to closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar is equal to Q. So but Q is equal in terms of volume charge density, rho v is equal to Q is equal to volume integral of rho v into dv. So this is the integral form of the Maxwell equation. So this is the integral form of the Gauss law Maxwell equation. So now find out differential form of the Maxwell equation. How to calculate the differential form of the Maxwell equation using this equation, using divergence theorem. Applying divergence theorem into this equation, we get differential form or point form of the Maxwell equation. So according to divergence theorem, what is the statement of the divergence theorem? The closed surface integral will be converted to open volume integral. So using divergence theorem, the LHS term of the above equation, that is closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar, will be converted to open volume integral. So that is closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar is equal open volume integral of del dot d bar into dv. So that is considered as equation 2. Applying this equation into equation 1 or comparing equation 1 and equation 2, so we get volume integral of del dot d bar rho v is equal volume integral of rho v into dv. So on both sides, surface integral is cancelled. We get del dot d bar is equal to rho v. Del dot d bar is equal to rho v. So this is the relation between electric flux density and the volume charge density using divergence theorem and Gauss law. But d bar is equal epsilon into E bar. So we get del dot E bar is equal rho v by epsilon naught. So this equation is called as differential form or point form of the Maxwell equation. So next coming to question number 2b explanation. So derive Poisson's and Laplace equations and mention their applications. So from the Gauss law, what is the point form of the Gauss law? Del dot d bar is equal to rho v. So the Poisson equation can be derived from the point form of the Gauss law. So del dot d bar is equal to rho v. So we know that for a homogeneous medium or isotropic medium or the linear medium, the electric field intensity and electric flux density are directly proportional relation. So that is d bar is equal to epsilon naught into E bar. In a linear medium, the electric field intensity and the electric flux densities are related through direct proportional relation, directly relationship. So that is d bar is equal to epsilon naught into E bar. Substitute this d bar value into above expression, we get del dot epsilon naught E bar is equal to rho v. So that is equal, this epsilon is coming to the RHS side, we have del dot E bar is equal to rho v by epsilon. But the relationship between electric field intensity and the electric potential is, the electric field intensity is the negative gradient of the electric potential, that is E bar is equal to minus del v, and substitute this E bar value into above expression, we get del dot epsilon naught minus del v. E bar is equal to minus del v is equal rho v. So that is equal, that above equation, this equation may also be written as minus epsilon naught into del dot del is equal to rho v. So del dot del is del square. So minus into minus plus, that is equal del square v is equal minus rho v by epsilon naught. Okay, del square del dot del is del square v is equal minus rho v by epsilon. This equation is called as Poisson equation. So this Poisson equation can be derived from point form of the Gauss law. Next, derive the Laplace equation. In Cartesian coordinate system or the Cartesian region, the volume charge density is 0, that is rho v is equal to 0. If this is true for the dielectric medium, then the Poisson equation takes from del square v is equal to 0. For the source free region in Cartesian system, for the source free region, the volume charge density rho v is equal to 0. So if this condition is true for the dielectric material, the above equation takes from del square v is equal to 0 for source free region or charge free region. So therefore, this is the special case of the Poisson equation. Del square v is equal to 0 is the special case of the Poisson equation, so which is called as, that is del square v is equal to 0 is called as Laplace equation. Del square v is called as Laplace equation. Next, coming to the applications of the Laplace and Poisson's equation. So using Laplace equation or Poisson equation, we can determine, we can obtain the potential at any point, in between two surfaces when the potential at the two surfaces are given. And the second application is we can also obtain capacitance between these two surfaces. So these two are the applications of Laplace and Poisson's equation. Next, coming to the question number 3a. Question number 3a is explain and derive continuity equation. Explain and derive continuity equation. The continuity equation of the current is based on the principle of conservation of the charges. The principle states that the charges can neither be created or nor be destroyed. The continuity equation of the current is based on the principle of conservation of the charges. The principle states that the charges can neither be created or nor be destroyed. Consider any closed surface with current density J bar, then the total current I crossing through the surface is given by I is equal closed surface integral of J bar dot ds bar. This is the relationship between current and current density. We know that using the definition of the current is defined as the rate of flow of the charges. Current is defined as the rate of flow of charges, that is I is equal minus dq by dt. And the dimensions of the current is amperes or coulombs per second. In this equation, the negative sign indicates the direction of the conventional current. The direction of the conventional current is always opposite to the current. The direction of the conventional current is always opposite to the current. Or the negative sign indicates decrease in charges. So due to the principle of conservation of the charges, this rate of decrease is same as the rate of outward flow of the charge, which is a current. So that is the current I is equal closed surface integral of J bar dot ds bar is equal minus dq by dt. That is considered as equation 1. So what is the current definition? The current definition is I is equal to minus dq by dt, and consider any closed surface. In that closed surface with current density is J bar, then the total current crossing through the surface is given by or defined as I is equal to surface integral of J bar dot ds bar. So from the above two equations, what are the two equations? These two equations, due to the principle of the conservation charges, from these two equations we can write I is equal closed surface integral of J bar dot ds bar is equal minus dq by dt. So this equation is called as integral form of the continuity equation of the current. In the above equation, the negative sign indicates outward flow of the current from the closed surface. In this equation, this negative sign indicates outward flow of the current from the closed surface. If the current entering into the volume, the above equation may also be written as closed surface integral of J bar dot ds bar is equal to minus I, that is equal dq by dt. The previous equation is current leaving the surface, or outward flow of the current from the closed surface. And this equation, current entering into the volume, so that is closed surface integral of J bar dot ds bar is equal minus I, that is equal dq by dt. Next, calculate the differential form or point form of the continuity equation of the current. How to calculate the differential form or point form of the continuity equation of the current from the integral form using divergence theorem. Using divergence theorem, from the above equation, the closed surface integral will be converted to the open volume integral. We can determine differential form of the or point form of the continuity equation of the current. So using divergence theorem on LHS side of the above expression. So what is the statement of the divergence theorem? The closed surface integral is equal to open volume integral. That is closed surface integral of A bar dot ds bar A bar is any vector. Closed surface integral of A bar dot ds bar is equal open volume integral of del dot A bar into dV. So this is the statement of the divergence theorem. So using this divergence theorem, now here A bar is the current density. The LHS term of this equation using divergence theorem can be written as closed surface integral of J bar dot ds bar is equal open volume integral of del dot J bar into dV. So from the above equation, what is the closed surface integral of J bar dot ds bar value? Minus dq by dt. So that is minus dq by dt is equal open volume integral of del dot J bar into dV. But the charge q is equal volume integral of rho v into dV. But charge q is equal volume integral of rho v into dV, where rho v is the volume charge density. And substitute this q value into above expression, we get minus d by dt volume integral of rho v dv is equal volume integral of del dot J bar into dV. For a constant surface, the ordinary derivative will be converted to the partial derivative. So that is, the above equation may also be represented as open volume integral of del dot J bar dV is equal minus open volume integral of dou rho v by dou t into dV. So when the surface is a constant, this ordinary derivative will be converted to partial derivative. That is dou rho v by dou t. So on both sides, volume integral is cancelled. We get del dot J bar is equal to minus dou rho v by dou t. So this equation is called as differential form or point form of continuity equation of the current. Next, coming to the question number 3b, a point charge of 5 nanocoulombs is located at the origin. If V is equal to 2 volts at 0, 6, minus 8, first calculate, find the potential at minus 3, 2, 6, minus 3, 2, 6, and next calculate the potential difference VAB. So first calculate the potential at point A. At origin, the point charge Q is located at origin the point charge Q is located. So what is that Q? Q is equal to 5 nanocoulombs. So calculate the potential at point A. Calculate the potential at point A of minus 3, 2, 6. Minus 3, 2, 6. And the distance between these 2 points is capital RA. So therefore the potential at point A due to the point charge Q is located at the origin is VA is equal Q by 4 pi epsilon naught RA. So first calculate the distance RA at this point A coordinate point minus origin coordinate point, that is minus 3, 2, 6 minus 0, 0, 0. In terms of unit vector, RA is equal minus 3ax bar, 2ay bar plus 6az bar. So next calculate the magnitude of RA. So magnitude of RA is equal to square root of minus 3 square plus 2 square plus 6 square. 36 plus 4, 39, 39, sorry, 36 plus 4, 40, 40 plus 9, 49. Square root of 49 is 7. So therefore, the potential at point A is the potential at point A is so what is the potential at point A due to the point charge Q? V is equal to so VA is equal to VA is equal to Q by, what is the Q value here? 5 nanocoulombs, 5 into 10 to the power of minus 9 by 4 pi epsilon naught into RA. What is RA value? 7. So that is equal 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into 5 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by 7. So plus 10 to the power of 9 minus 10 to the power of 9 minus 9 is cancelled. 9 into 5, 45 by 7, and 45 by 7 is 6 point something, 6.2. So therefore, the potential at point A is V is equal, Q is equal to 5 into 5 into 10 to the power of minus 9 5 into 10 to the power of 10 to the power of minus 9 so that is equal so what is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value? The value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into 10 to the power of 9 9 into 10 to the power of 9 and RA value is 7. So that is equal 10 to the power of plus 9, 10 to the power of minus 9 is cancelled. 9 into 5, 45. 45 by 7, 7 6 are 42. So approximately 6.2. 6.2. So therefore the potential difference VAB is equal to second bit solution. and potential at point A is 6.2 minus 2, so that is 4.8 volts. And the second bit solution, the potential at point B is 4.8 volts. So these are the first unit questions in May 2017 question paper.